Recording. Hey, what's up, guys? Vitaly here with TouchLifeStudio, and today I want to talk to you about something that really got my attention. So, you know how sometimes, you scroll through your feed on your phone, on your computer, and something comes up. And this video came up by this photography brother of mine, Vahography, thank you very much. And it says, most amazing lens under $50. That got my curiosity, and then I said, and it says Helios 44-2, and that got my attention.
You had my curiosity, but now you have my attention.
So as I start watching the video, and I'm thinking to myself, oh my goodness, Helios 44-2, that sounds very, very familiar. And then I realized, wait a minute, I have heard of this lens, of this name brand someplace. And then I realized, oh my goodness, it's been with me all this time and I didn't even realize that. Because you guys have seen this lens in these kind of videos number of times. In this video, and then in this video, because this lens has been sitting on this camera right over here all this time. Hang on. So this camera is very, very special to me, okay? This camera was given to my father by his parents back in 1979. 1979, right over here. Okay, and I was like, I had this lens all this time and I never used it. I mean, the camera kind of still partially works. I mean, this is awesome. So this camera and this lens, at least 44 years. It's been for 44 years in my family. Okay, there are a number of pictures in my family album taken of me with this camera and with this lens. Okay, Helios 44-2. It's kind of funny. 44-2. It's been 44 years since at least this camera been in my family. So I decided, well, let me try this out. I don't even know this lens even works and what's the quality of this lens. But after watching Vahagon's video, Vahagon, thank you very much, it really got my curiosity and my attention. So, all right, so how do I mount this lens? And I figured I want to try to mount this lens on a Z9, but obviously it is a completely different mount, right? So, and then Vahagon mentioned that he got something from Amazon. So I went on Amazon, I quickly looked it up, and sure enough, 18, 19 bucks. I got this 2-day shipping from Amazon by Fotasy M42 and Z right over here. Okay, I'm gonna put link in the description box below for you. So I'm like, okay, well, let me try if this whole thing works. So let's check it out. I think the best thing to do is to unscrew this lens. And the funny thing is, these old lenses, they have kind of like a threaded type of a mount, okay, M42. So let's see if I can. It works. It's going right on it. This is amazing. Wow, look at this, okay? So super smooth the focus is, okay? And well, I gotta tell you, the aperture ring is kind of very flimsy. I mean, 44 years, my friends, okay? So it's a 2.0 lens, and it's a 58 millimeter lens. So let's see the moment of truth, okay, if it actually fits. It did. So all right, so now fast forward, guys, and I have taken this camera on a date with my wife, which that's another story. My advice, don't take your camera when you go on a date with your significant other, because I got some flack for spending too much time with my camera and not enough time with my wife. Anyway, so after taking this camera out with this lens, $5,000 camera and probably about $50 lens or so, but keep in mind, this lens been in my family for 44 years, and I gotta tell you, so let's talk about the pictures. Yes, it's not as easy to focus because you have to use a focus peaking, which is a nice addition and feature in mirrorless cameras such as Z6, Z6 II, Z7, including obviously the Z9. And oh my goodness, it's not as easy to focus. I'm gonna be honest with you, but the images, they have this some kind of a special character in them, and I can't really pinpoint. You know, I've tried to shoot as much as I could at 2.0 aperture, and yes, once you nail the focus, the images are pretty sharp, and yet the background has this not like very bokeh-licious bokeh, but it's more like a swirly a little bit, right? So that's a difference, and it's certainly lens with lots and lots of character. So obviously this lens has no stabilization built in, so I'm kind of have to rely slightly on the stabilization, in-body image stabilization in the camera itself. But I have to tell you, I needed to raise the shutter speed a little bit higher just to compensate for that blurry images, but it works very well. It works extremely well, especially when you get your focused nail right on your subject. And it was a very pleasant surprise for me knowing that I can use something that's been in my family, and I am into photography. I enjoy these kind of topics and subjects, and happen to be working pretty cool. So I've taken a number of pictures walking around, but then I decided, well, let me try to do some videos and see how that feels. Now, the video itself has some kind of like maybe it's again more of a character of the lens itself, more like a greenish tint, and I set the right white balance and everything else. But it's very filmic, okay? It's not something that you would usually get with your typical lens, Z lens or even f-mount lens, but it's very filmic. So I was very pleasantly surprised that, you know, 44-year-old lens, Helios 44-2, works amazingly on the mirrorless cameras. So Vahagan, thanks to you for putting out video that really inspired me to find something and use something that's been in my family for such a long time. Guys, if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing, hit that like button, as you know, it really helps the algorithm, and I will see you in the next video.